This is the new SwitchBot mini robot vacuum, the K10 Plus. This is the smallest robot vacuum on the market. It is powerful, it is cute, and it comes with its own self-emptying bin, which is key if you've ever had a robot vacuum. So we're gonna take a look at what this can do, and we're gonna see how well this does against the fur from my 100-pound dog that hasn't been vacuumed up in the past week. That is the test. Can the mini take on the big boy? Oh yeah, and this sweet dog too. Right, Daisy girl? Now this video is sponsored by SwitchBot. When they reached out, I was curious, can a vacuum this small really handle the fur from multiple animals? If you're not familiar with SwitchBot, they have been making products that help you automate things you already have, like your blinds, curtains, coffee makers, and much more. They also have a whole ecosystem of smart devices that include cameras, motion sensors, and door sensors. I'll put links down in the description so you can check out the vacuum and some of their other devices. Now, before we talk about the vacuum, two things I want to mention. One, after having a robot vacuum for quite a few years, if you're on the fence and worried about a dog eating your vacuum, don't worry about it. I realize I could have gotten one years ago. My dog runs away from the robot vacuum. The other one lets it just run into him. Really, if your dog doesn't attack your current vacuum, your robot vacuum should be fine. Now, if your dog is attacking your current vacuum, I don't know if the mini's gonna have a chance. The second thing that I've learned is if you have animals and a lot of fur to deal with, a self-emptying bin is a must-have. It makes such a difference when you don't have to empty the little bin on the vacuum every time you go to use it. The K10 mini robot vacuum is $4.99, and that's with the self-emptying base included. It is the smallest vacuum you can get out there. It is 9.5 inches across. Not big at all, and only 3.6 inches high. So at that size, it can get into places other vacuums can't. Now in the box, you get the K10 Plus, the self-emptying bin, you have the edge brush and a spare one in there, you have a spare filter for the vacuum, and you have some spare bags that go into the self-emptying bin. The K10 has 4 different suction modes, with the highest one rated up to 2500 PA. If you don't know what that means, that's enough suction to be able to vacuum up marbles. The K10 Plus mini robot vacuum is very quiet at 48 decibels. Now, a note though, the self-emptying bin that cleans out the robot vacuum, that thing's kind of loud. So you may not want to run that at night. Now, the self-emptying bin has bags in it that need to be emptied every 2 months, which is very convenient because one of the biggest sticking points with these vacuums is having to go over and make sure the little bin is clear before you run it. And if you're not in the mood to go clean it out, then you don't vacuum. With the self-emptying bin, you can take advantage of scheduling it so it vacuums every day for you, or you just walk up, need a vacuum, push the button on it, and you know you're good to go. Now, if you ever need to empty the dustbin on the vacuum, you lift the cover up and you pull it out. The K10 Plus also includes a mopping plate that uses disposable mopping cloths. You wrap the cloth onto the plate, attach it to the vacuum, and then it just drags along the floor and cleans that way. It's not doing any rotation or vibration with it. Now, to get started, you're gonna need to download the SwitchBot app to set up your vacuum. In the box, there's a quick start guide that's gonna walk you through the whole process. Here's a look at mine setup. SwitchBot vacuum, and you make sure that you have your edge cleaner put on. And then after that, you take off the top, flip the switch on, put this back on, and now attach it to the dock. Now, once you have your vacuum physically set up, you're gonna go back into the app and you're gonna add the device and follow the directions through the app. Now, before your first cleaning, the robot vacuum needs to map out your house so it knows where it's going. So you have 2 choices. You can do map and clean, so it maps out the place and then cleans each room as it goes. Or you can do what I did and take advantage of the fast mapping. Now, the K10 uses LDS to map a room. What that is a laser navigation illumination system, which shoots out lasers 360 degrees and then measures the light that's reflected back. It can create maps quickly and accurately. So that map pass will get the overall layout, and then when you run a cleaning pass, it's going to get more details for the map. Here's what it looked like when I sent it out on a fast mapping run. Right now the vacuum is on a mapping run, so it's not cleaning, it's just trying to get the first map pass done. And I've lifted chairs up just to give it a clear path. You can see as it's moving around that it doesn't need to go through the whole room to be able to map it. Here's a picture of the results of my map. In under 10 minutes, it has a very accurate map of my house. Now, once it's done mapping, it creates rooms for you. You can go into the app and you can adjust those rooms. And once you have your room set up, you can send the robot vacuum to clean individual rooms. What's also cool is you can actually have multiple maps in there. So you can take the super small K10 Plus and carry it up the stairs and have it map out upstairs and clean there. With the fall protection, it won't come tumbling down the stairs. Now, to control the K10 Plus, you have a few options. You can use the app, and you could just do a quick clean in there and it'll just do the whole house. You can go in there, you can pick the rooms you want to clean. You can also set it up to use with the voice assistants. You can use it with Siri, Google, Alexa, Samsung Smart Things, and IFT. With those, you could create automations and you can use your voice to start it. My favorite way to start up the vacuum is to just walk over to it and press the power button. And from that point, it's just going to clean the whole house and come back and be done. It's nice to just be able to push the button. It means anybody in the house can start it without having to worry about apps and what to do. Just good to go. That is a feature that is necessary for my wife or she would never use it. Now here's a look at sending the vacuum off on its first cleaning. Now this is the area I want to see it clean. This is probably the worst place that fur gathers and some kitty litter stuff too, because our cats come out of that bathroom. Okay, good. See it get that chunk? Yes. It's great. Since it's so small, the vacuum could get to places that other vacuums can't. Now, another feature of the K10 Plus is that it does a good job at cleaning out the corners using the Edge Plus. It gets right up along the edges of the baseboards, but with its sensors on it, it doesn't rub up against the baseboards and other items. Instead, it just glides along it and uses that edge brush to get it nice and clean. Now, the K10 Plus has obstacle avoidance, and there's actually a clip that they have on their website showing it in action and how it can weave through all the different obstacles without knocking anything over. What's nice is there's also no-go zones, so if there's places like under my entertainment system where I don't want it to go because there's wires or behind a couch, you can mark those zones off so it stays away from them. And again, there's fall protection, so if it's upstairs, it doesn't come tumbling down. Now, I don't use the app with the vacuum very much at all because it's so convenient just to walk over and start it by pushing the button. But if you go into the app, you do have other automation choices using other SwitchBot devices so that you can have those devices working together. And you're gonna find if you use this with different smart assistants, they have different functionality. Like with Alexa, you're able to start the vacuum and you can adjust different modes. Now with Siri, you're able to start, stop, pause, tell it to go back and charge. There's a few different options there. Now when using it, I was really surprised how well it did. I expected it to go back to the bin and have to empty quite a bit. Ultimately, I was getting impatient waiting to see how the bin would work, so I sent it back because it had done so much without needing to empty. And once it gets over to the bin, you hear the powerful vacuum turn on in the self-emptying bin, and then it cleans it out. This is loud. Once it's done, the vacuum goes back and finishes its job. And if for some reason the battery isn't full and it needs a charge, it'll go back to the base station, charge itself up, and then complete the job. When having a large dog, no matter what vacuum I use, fur always gets caught up around the roller. With the K10 Plus having a smaller roller, I just check it every once in a while to see if I need to clean it off. Again, I want to mention that a self-emptying bin, I think, is key to getting the most out of the robot vacuums. It removes a friction point that may prevent you from using it. I know in the past, not having one just didn't take advantage of the vacuum. But now, it's like any time you think about it, push the button, you're good to go. If you'd like to check out the K10 Plus mini robot vacuum, I'll put links down in the description, and make sure to check out some of SwitchBot's other products over there. For one, you should check out this video over here on the SwitchBot Curtain 3. With this, you can automate the curtains you already have. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.